Hey, ladies and gentlemen, it's me, FUNKOMAN with FUNKOMAN Gaming. Today I'm going to do a little build video. We'll do some gameplay later, but I wanted to get this build out because it's really one of my favorites to play. This is obviously going to play this character here, Blacktooth Grim. He is a Guardian. Now this build is absolutely a build that you can play without any of the expansions. So very friendly in that manner. You can play this as a free-to-play for the most part, so that you guys that are free-to-play players and feel like there isn't a competitive PvP build, well, we got one for you. So here's the character. Let's dive right in. Take a look at the general stuff here first. So as you can see, we're using great sword, and shield, and the runes, the sigils that we're using are going to be Sigil of Smoldering, Sigil of Energy, Sigil of Smoldering, and Sigil of Energy. A lot of endurance. You do a lot of dodge rolling with this build. You have to. It's the only way to stay alive. And you need to make sure you also time those correctly. Just like any build, to play the build correctly, you have to be able to dodge and dodge attacks, and especially some of the big ones that are animated. And then the other two, obviously, Smoldering inflicts duration of the burning build. So this is the classic. I'm gonna call it the classic Guardian burn build. It is very offensive. It's very tough to kill one-on-one. I beat a lot of people one-on-one with much better builds. This I take out a lot of meta builds with this character and this build. So keep that in mind. We use the Rune of Balthazar. That's the one with the plus 25 to condition, plus 10 to duration, plus 50 again to condition, plus 15 to burning duration, and when you're struck below 20% health, you gain quickness for 5 seconds. 100% again to condition damage, and then a 20% burning duration. So again, classic burn build. It's all about burning, burn and run. So Rune of Balthazar, and then the amulet that I like to use is the Deadshot amulet. I like the expertise and the precision, the little bit of life, and then the condition damage as well. Some people, they will just go straight out. What is the other one that most guys I see using is? Well, they might have taken that one away. I can't remember. This one? No. It wasn't Mendeling. Maybe it was. No, it wasn't Paladin. I can't remember which one it was. But it doesn't matter, because for this build, it definitely is a much better. Oh, some guys do the wizard. I've seen a couple guys where that's their build. They use the wizards, or they use the wanderers. Again, Deadshot amulet is the best in my opinion for this build. It does a better job. So that being said, let's get into the actual build. In the actual build, we're going to go Radiance, Valor, and Virtues. In Radiance, we're going to go number 1, which is Inner Fire. As you can see, Inner Fire, you gain Fury when you strike a foe that has burning stacks over the threshold. The threshold is 3 stacks. You're going to apply 3 stacks by looking at people with this build, so it doesn't matter. But it's automatically going to apply that damage plus Fury. And then we're going to go number 2, which is Radiant Fire. Gain Zealot's Flame when you critically hit an enemy. Burning you inflict has increased duration, and your torch skills gain reduced damage. And I use the torch skills, but the rest of those abilities are absolutely a must. The Zealot's Flame, burn all nearby foes. So if somebody crits you, you just light everybody around you on fire. As you know, a lot of the builds, especially in Season, for example, a lot of guys build power builds. So obviously, they're going to hit you with a crit. And you get critted a lot, and I think that's why this ability works so well. And then last is number 1, Amplified Wrath. Burning you inflicts Burning you inflict deals increased damage, burning enemies when you block their attack. So again, when you use your shield and you block, you're going to burn those enemies, and your burn damage is increased by 15%, which is huge. Valor, you're going to use number 2, which is Lesser Might's Condition. What this is going to do is it's going to cast this spell when you use a healing skill. So it's really called Smiter's Boon, but when you use a heal skill, it casts these other effects. It deals damage if a condition is cured conditions, and damage nearby foes. So damage with no conditions, 226, damage with conditions, 505. But what's important here is the healing, the critical chance, the conditions removed, and the number of targets it hits. So it hits 5 targets. So you can hit their whole team if they're all standing on top of each other. A lot of mid-fights. That ends up being the case. So works very well. Next section, number 2, again, strength in numbers. Nearby allies gain toughness based on your effective level. Strength in numbers. Nearby allies gain up to 100 toughness based on your effective level. So, got to be in combat only. Very good skill. Must have. Last is number 2 in this row, and this is Monk's Focus. Meditation skills heal you. Grants might to nearby allies and gains reduced recharge. So where this is important at is, again, meditation skills. And if you look down below here, I've got meditation skill here, meditation skill here, and that's a meditation skill as well. So your 7, 8, so these 2 abilities here, plus your elite ability is also part of that as well. So very nice, because this is good because while you're blocking, you're healing yourself. This is ridiculous. So very, very good way to mitigate somebody's damage. What I don't like is it doesn't appear that it mitigates condition damage anymore. I think at one point it did, or to a point it did, but now if you've got a bunch of conditions on you, your life is still ticking away while this is happening. But you are healing. Hopefully, in some cases, you can heal through it. So that's the good part. But a must-have skill, of course. Monk's Focus. Last, virtues. In virtues, we're going to go number 1. And this is Unsacred Contender. Deals increased damage while you have Aegis. As you know, Guardian has Aegis a lot. And this build, of course, is no exception. Then the next one you have is number 1 again. This is Merciful Sanctuary. Form a protective healing shelter for allies. Foes and projectiles cannot enter. So this is very good when you go to res. This is a very, very, very good ability. And then last but not least on the abilities here is number 1 skill, Permitting Wrath. Virtue of Justice's passive trigger more quickly and now burns in the area. So now it's an area effect burn. As you can see as we look at these, your Virtue of Justice, a lot of burning, a lot of might, blindness, retaliation, and light aura. Number of attacks to trigger are 3. So that's how many it triggers when it's just like it is. Obviously, you can click it and burn them immediately, but boy, this is deadly. You'll see when you play this build, a lot of people are on fire all around you. So, pretty awesome. Like I said, this is definitely one of my most favorite builds. You can see the heal I like to use is Shelter. I like Shelter because it blocks while I'm healing. So this one is very rarely interrupted compared to some other heal abilities that the Guardian has and other classes. So I do like this one. It does re-trigger every 30 seconds. I like it because of the block. It works great. So, and then you've got Smite Conditions. This is every 16 seconds you should be smiting your conditions if you have them. Don't waste these. I see a lot of button munchers where they just munch these as fast as they can. You definitely want to make sure that you're munching this button when you've got the Condis on you. So he's going to remove 2 conditions basically every 16 seconds. So, and it not only removes conditions, cures conditions and damages nearby foes. So works good, because especially if you're doing it a lot. And then this last one here, or this one here, Judge's Intervention. Teleport to your target and burn nearby foes. This is great for chasing people down. Nothing better than chasing a guy down, hitting him with like number 2 after the F1, and just burning them alive. I mean, you'll never see so many stacks of burn on one guy. It's so fast, it's ridiculous. You hit this, then I hit this, and then I usually hit this. Or if I'm out of those skills, I like coming in, hitting them with this, and if they keep running from me, I like to chase them down again with this, then blind them. Just keep chasing them down. It makes it very easy for you to chase them down. That's the part about it I like. It's why I choose the weapon combo that I do, and the way I like to do it is important. As I like, again, I like to teleport, Judge's Intervention, pop Virtue of Justice, and then Whirling Wrath, and you'll see just fire everywhere. It's crazy. That's why it's my favorite. I love all the burning. It's great. Okay, and then the last elite skill, last elite skill here before the epic one at the end is Purging Flames every 35 seconds. This thing also is triggered often, and it will reset. You will see back here in some of your abilities that this will trigger more often. So as you're killing people and critting people, this will come up. I recommend spamming this on fights as much as you can. Because it's a lot of burning. Look at that, 11,811 damage from burns, 2 stacks. I mean, it's pretty gnarly. You can see what it kind of does. It does have a combo field, which is ice. So it works very good there. I always try to tell people maximize your combos if you can. The better players always play off combos. So make sure you use your combos. That's a good ability to put on the ground to use your combo. Same with your number 4 symbol. Put this down on the ground. This has got a light field combo. Both combos make you very deadly. A lot of burns. And then last again, Renewed Focus. Like this one the most because it resets all your virtues. Not only that, but you gain some healing, some critical damage. This is what the animation looks like. Pretty simple on a Char. The only part about this I don't like is when they made those changes where these abilities no longer, they prevent capturing points. It also allows you to be decapped as well. So always be mindful of that if you are make a good decision. It's either die or keep the point capped for a few seconds longer, whatever you feel is more important. But the point can decap on you if you use this. So anyway, that's the build. Guys, again, my most favorite build. I love this burn build. It's very good. What I will do is try it out, see what you think, and then a couple days from now, I will post a second video. I'll follow up to this. We won't go over the build. I'll link them to each other so you can go from one build to the next. But the next video will be some gameplay of this. I'll try to get in some gameplay tonight and tomorrow. Hopefully post a video by Sunday. So, guys, that's it. Like, share, hit the subscribe button. I need the friends because I don't have real life ones. But anyway, that's it. Pretty simple. Like, share, hit the subscribe button. More videos coming, more frequent. Gonna be good times. FUNKOMAN is out.